Hello and welcome to a new video, and today we're at GYG karting for round number 2 of the Club 100 super lightweight season. It's looking lovely weather today on circuit. Hopefully the track will be really grippy. Went here once in the rentals before, super fun. It's really excited and yeah, can't wait to go out. So we head out of the pit lane for our practice session, and we were actually in Group A for juniors, which means a cold track, cold tyres, and I underestimated how cold they actually were. So what just happened there, I was just pressing the brake to see how much grip I had, and well, I had that huge lock-up which I actually managed to save, so didn't end too badly. And we're going up the hill towards Spoon, and we actually get overtaken by one of the locals around here, Max Davis, who's been here quite a lot in his owner kart. So I'm going to try follow him, and I already found some weak spots, especially around Carousel, this long left where I seem to slide out a lot. But after that I followed him around for a bit and not really much happened until the very last lap, where I sent one down the inside of Jack Redfern on the last corner, super slippy corner, the final corner, and yeah, that was the end of practice. So that was practice, went really well, came I think 8th or something, only 3 tenths off first, but it was super slippy, a few raindrops in the air, yeah, just trying to get to grips with it, but I was following the people in front of me and I was gaining on them through the last sector, so I knew I have some decent pace, just hopefully it doesn't rain, and yeah, see how it goes. So going out for qualifying, again we're in Group A, which means our tyres are going to be a bit colder than the other groups and the track's going to be a bit colder. I'm going to wait up for George, as we agreed before the qualifying that we were going to work together, because you know the slipstream is so strong down this back straight. Of course that's not the slipstream just then, but yeah, very very strong slipstream around GYG down that back straight. At least I think 3-4 tenths a lap. So I really followed George for most of the session, and you could just see here how powerful the slipstream is. I'm at least like 4 kart lengths back, and you just see on this final bit of the straight I just catch up so much. And I think George's kart was also a little bit off the pace, which meant the slipstream effect was stronger. A few laps later I was following George. He makes a slight mistake by tapping the curb there, and that's going to send him over this curve, and sparks actually fly out of his car. I don't know if you saw it just then. But yeah, really pushing hard, both of us, to try and get a better lap time in the session. Following him for a bit longer, and he's going to let me pass because now it's his turn for the slipstream. But sadly that didn't last very long, as a few laps later there was a red flag as someone had really launched it into the final corner barrier, which meant the red flag was up, and we actually had to park up by the edge of the circuit, which meant there was a lot of rubbish and stuff that got onto our tyres, which made it quite hard afterwards to get the temperature back in the tyres and scrub off all the dirt and rubber bits. And you can see I'm going to do a quick time lapse here. So we've sat here for at least like 10 minutes, it feels like. I think it's on 10 times speed. But soon enough we're back out onto circuit. As you can see me there, trying desperately to try and get some temperature back into the tyres, as well, we've been sat there for a few minutes, which means the tyres are going to lose all the grip they had, and the track's going to get a bit colder as well. As you see, even more tyre warming there, trying to get that temperature in, and it's green flag once again. We've only really got 4 laps of racing. We're actually 3 laps, because 3 minutes, and here is my fastest lap from my qualifying. So going on to the last lap, this is sort of the last lap where the tyre temperatures actually started to come in, so I was like, okay, I really need to push this lap. Got a decent first corner, nice and smooth on this corner, but sadly, going towards Spoon, I actually turn in slightly too early, which hits the curb, which means I lose a lot of my exit speed, which really ruins my run going down the hill into Carousel, managing to hook it on the inside, really drag the kart around the corner, going towards the long right hand, like a never-ending right hander, keeping it relatively tight, and really gripping up onto that curb. Hooking it onto that curb, turning in pretty early, launching that curb, letting the kart flow down the hill, hitting that curb and turning in for the final corner and using all the exit curb to try and get a decent qualifying. And in the end, I came P5 in my group, which will put me P20 starting for the final. So that was qualifying. It went really well. I think came 5th overall in my group, but sadly there was a red flag which caused a lot of disruption and lost me a lot of time, and the heat sort of went out the tires, but still didn't qualifying. On my last lap I was on a really good lap. The first corner Spoon, I hit the curb, which sort of messed me up. But apart from that, happy with the qualifying. Could have probably done better, probably could have come 3rd or higher up than that, but yeah, happy. Let's see where we go in the A-final, hopefully.
Race, the pre-A finals coming up next here at GYG for our super lightweight juniors. Connor Kenny on row number 9. The top 20 is rounded out by Daniel Campbell and Benji Hamilton. Frederick Navarro, who in cadets, and not forgetting right behind him as well on row 2, Logan McAllister, cadet champion. How's he going to do racing here in the juniors? Away we go for the pre-A final. A few drivers out very wide on the exit of Club Corner, but they managed to all keep it facing the right way and on the tarmac. As we head up the hill, it looks to be like Logan McAllister has got up into 2nd place. Now Gabriel Castro, I think, has fallen back to 5th place, it looks to me, as we've got a driver running wide through Carousel but manages to avoid through towards the compressions for the first time, and it looks at 3rd place in the number 9 kart. So as they come round to finish lap number 1, it's a little bit of change, but what hasn't changed is the man at the front. Blake Southern is in the top spot, having started on pole position. Logan McAllister in 2nd, Jamie Tiley Gooden in 3rd, Declan Luff it is who's got himself up to 4th place. And 5th is João Gabriel Castro to maximise his chances chasing Blake Southern down the straight, but Southern immediately goes to the driver's right to try and break the toe. They're side by side. There's a little bit of pod to pod rubbing there in between them as they'll come up. Jamie Tiley Gooden's going to try and come through on the inside, but Blake Southern's been able to close the door on the inside up to 4th place. And it's changing quicker than I can say it here, but it is still Blake Southern who leads the race ahead of Jamie Tiley Gooden as they come down the hill. Logan McAllister still there in 3rd place as they come onto lap number 4.
Yeah, back up the hill, they go in front, bumper to bumper, not as what as well last time, although as I say that right now, bouncing on the curve. Well, you go to get in 4th, 5th and 6th place in a minute, as Blake Southern gets a little bit of a gap this time.
Yeah, Gabriel Castro has come back at them coming out of the carousel. Going for the lead here is Tiley Gooden. He's 3 wide into compression briefly as Tiley Gooden out of nowhere went for the move there on Blake Southern, who I don't think can't make it change. That was a really unusual place to see a move for the lead. It was a bold move there from Jamie Tiley Gooden in the number 9, but he made it stick, and now he's trying to pull out from the toes. By there, the third 3 built up a little bit of a gap. Gabriel Castro currently in a little bit of breathing space. McAllister will fight it over 2nd. Yeah, you can see how close together the train is behind them. By the way, there are positions changing all the time. Benji Hamilton and Jake Anders got past Max Davis and Ethan Pritchard. That's all changed from 9th down through 12th. That was on the previous lap. And Dominic Balasaitis got past Roy Hinkley as well for 17th place. So plenty of battles out there. It's basically all one big battle apart from these few pairs that have split off at the front. Blake Southern and Logan McAllister. They should try and make a number of lines here to make sure that Jamie Tiley Gooden doesn't break away by too much.
Yeah, Jamie Tiley Gooden sets the fastest lap of the race, as you say that, Howard. So he is trying to break away. He's the first to 49-second boundary of this race. 2 men who made it in Dominic Balasaitis and Rory Hinkley are 13th and 15th. gone ahead of the both of them.
Yeah, I think it was the number 6 trying to come through there. And
Zane, I think.
Yeah,
that's gone past the both of them.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree with you. So yeah, it's El Topshi through on both of them. So I think it's a completely neutral lap for Benji Hamilton, who goes neither forwards nor backwards, but has totally different people in front of him as behind him. It's now El Topshi certain coming on to lap number 10 then, and there's serious pressure there being applied to that is Zayn El Topshi being demoted by Benji Hamilton there, and Declan Luff is going to try and follow through as well on the inside as they come up through Spoon Corner. We've seen a few hairy moments through here this weekend, but for now that is Hamilton up to 6th and Luff up to 7th at the expense of Zayn El Topshi in that 72 kart.
Occasions where he's made contact with the karts, and you just can't keep doing it, Howard. Not in this kind of racing, and being penalised by the officials for that. Here next,
just a correction, I think it was Jake Anders in the blue helmet who we saw go past Brody Skinner. Brody has a blue suit, Anders has a blue helmet. I'm pretty sure that's the situation there.
Fastest lap for Dominic Balasitis, I told you
that gap was always going to close, I'm afraid to say.
The last lap board is out, so yeah, Balasitis has managed to catch up. But, all the good work he did was kind of undone really with that half-hearted move into Devil's Elbow. We look to pick up our leader there now, Jamie, for the last time. Howard?
I'm just as fairly confident this will be Tyler Gooden's first win in this category as well. As he comes round the line, he's going to see the checkered flag. Jamie Tyler Gooden will take the win in the
that was the pre-final, probably one of my best races I think I've had in Club 100 full stop, going from P20 to P6. Really great race, main positions every lap, and I almost got the fastest lap, only like a few thousandths off, without slipstream as well. So starting P6 for the final, which is not great because I'm on the outside, but hopefully make up even more places. So let's interview Rory Hamilton first.
Hello.
Rory, how was your pre-final?
Not good.
Why not? What happened?
I got a penalty for getting loaded into Jacob. And then I got podded like 100 quadrillion times.
Oh well. But you're starting what's P8?
P7. So
P7. So you made it one place from the start, so that's not even that bad.
Nah, that's the best comeback.
Yeah. So let's interview Mars Harrison. Mars, how was your day yesterday here at GYG?
It was alright.
Yeah, where did you finish in the final?
Second.
Nice.
From 14th. Oh, sorry about that. That's a good race. It's really good.
So, here we are in the final, starting P6 after that great drive in the pre-final, where we managed to get 14 places, starting from 20th to get to 6th place. Almost getting P5 right in front of us, which we managed to gain about 2nd in about 2 minutes or so, which was really good, which just showed our pace in that final, in that pre-final actually. But starting P6 is going to be quite difficult as you're on the outside going towards turn number 1. But luckily got a few laps to warm up the car and check it's all alright. So going towards the start of this race, right behind Logan, starting in P6 on the outside, and we are away for the final at GYG. Logan and Blake get loaded off the circuit, and Blake is actually going to drop all the way back to last place, which is very unfortunate for him. And we're right behind Max Sheldon Hayward and João Gabriel Castro and Jamie, who won the pre-final and now is leading the A-final. And I thought about going for a switchback, but now I've got nowhere to go as there's another car on my inside. And you see I'm going to have to go wide, and that's going to allow Logan to go up the inside of all of us and get into 2nd place, making up I think 3 places or 4 places in one corner. So that was a great move by Logan McAllister. Now following João, really wanting to see how far I can get in this race, because already in a good position, P4 actually, no P5. So it would be nice if we can get even more places in this race. Just saw a penalty flash up for somebody. Right behind João, I've got the slipstream and he knows that he wants to work together with me. But I'm going to go to the outside and he's on the inside, and I'm going to do a lovely switchback on him as he just clips a curb, and that's going to allow me up the inside, and I'm into P4 for the final. I'm going to have to go a little bit defensive to hold him off, but the move is done and I'm up into P4 in the final at GYG. Now we've got Declan Luff in front of us, so we're going to try and close in on him. Logan and Jamie Tyler Gooden have already seemed to have shot off quite far, and we're going to try and close down Declan Luff there, who is right in front of us, and Zhao is actually gaining on us a bit through that wiggly bit of the circuit. But sadly he runs a bit wide. That's going to allow us to pull a little gap, and now we're in the slipstream of Declan Luff, so we're going to have to try and find a way past him. Look at the slipstream there, gaining, going towards Spoon. He defends because he knows he has to defend this position. I'm going to get an awesome exit off the corner, and I'm going to send one up the inside going into Carousel, and that is into P3. We're in the podium places for the first time this year, apart from Right House, which I was in second for about 2 seconds. But we don't talk about that. We're into P3 in the final, which is, well, awesome, and it's live streamed, so get a bit of time on camera now, which is great. Now we're going to try and pull away from Declan Luff and maybe even try and catch Logan and Jamie, but Logan is going to probably be able to push Jamie along down the straight, so he's got the slipstream. And I can see Declan is right behind me still, in my slipstream, and he's giving me a little bump draft going down the straight, which is going to help me go towards Logan and Jamie. I'm going to have to go a bit defensive though, just to cover off any sort of overtake that he might have thought about. And we are definitely in P3 now, managed to hold our position for a lap, which is good. And I check over my shoulder, I think in a second or so, and you can already see I've gained about a kart length or so, because I think Declan's now worried about the drivers behind now more than what I am in front. So I think I'm in quite a good position in the race at the moment, and I'm going to try and catch up with the drivers in front. And I think this might be a quick lap actually from me here, going over the first corner, going down this very long straight, over that little bump there, which seems to understand the car a bit, up the hill towards Spoon, braking just after the crest, keeping quite narrow to the inside, make sure to get on the throttle nice and early. You can see in front of us Logan and Jamie are really properly battling in front, which is allowing us to close up. Going around Carousel, trying to minimise the sliding, which actually we did quite well there, as that is a very slippy corner due to the different types of surface. Into this long right-hander, into the left sort of half hairpin, and you can really see we're closing in on the drivers in front here. And yeah, I might even be able to get a bit of slipstream this lap, you never know. And that is a quick lap round GYG, and we have managed to catch up to Logan a bit, and we've made a huge gap from the drivers behind, at 1.2 seconds or so, I think. And Logan and Jamie continue to battle, and at this point in the race I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can catch Logan and Jamie in front, and I actually am at the moment. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta push to try and catch up. And see Logan hits the curb there, which actually worked pretty well for him, getting the rotation that he needs to get around the corner. This seems quite a strong part of the circuit for us, this wiggly section, and we're definitely gaining on Logan and Jamie in front of us. Final corner probably my weakest spot, as I just never seem to really properly nail it, which is quite a bad thing, as that means it's going to compromise our speed going down the straight. But sadly, I think Logan's got the slipstream in front of us, and we're just out of the slipstream, which means, as you saw, we seem to have lost quite a bit of time going down the straight. And sort of, I noticed that this sort of midpoint of the race, the kart seemed to like lose power, if that makes sense. So the straight line speed was the same, but the acceleration out of the slower corners didn't seem as good as before. So for example, not this corner, but the one after, in the dip the kart just seemed to bog down a lot, as you see there. It just seemed to sort of, the revs seemed to drop quite a lot. But we're in a very good position though, because the drivers behind are well, nothing to worry about now, and Logan and Jamie are sort of too far in front now for me to sort of catch, because I'm not really in the slipstream anymore. So I'm going to just try and set some consistent laps and try and keep the gaps somewhat the same, but it's going to be a tough challenge because I haven't got any slipstream, which is worth, I think, half a second a lap or so. So yeah, it's going to be quite difficult to try and keep up with Logan and Jamie, who are very quick drivers around this track. And yeah, going to be a bit quiet now and let you watch some consistent laps of me trying to keep up with Logan and Jamie in front.
Then Declan Luff leads the other pack, as that's Benji Hamilton there from row T for cadets last year, doing very, very well here in super lightweight juniors. But yes, Declan Luff in 4th place leads Jake Anders, Dominic Parasitis. Roy Hinkley as well is a promo T from earlier in the day. He's the one. So going around the last few corners of the second to last lap, the gaps sort of increased a bit, but like not too much. So no chance for slipstream now. But through club.
I'm just sort of hoping now that the drivers in front, Logan and Jamie, will have a big battle,
slipstream,
which actually does happen. So I'm just going to shut up and let you watch this
Can he get that
amazing battle between the two
drivers.
drivers.
The outside, Howard.
Yeah.
That's the long way round.
Just have a look at this.
It's certainly not, but he's going to try and get the switch back down the hill. Tyler Gooden wonders which way should I go. There's no wing mirrors on the Club 100 card. Unfortunately, you've got to pick your position, and he manages to pick one that dissuades a move from Logan McAllister. The opportunities are running out now for the driver of the number 95. He's going to try though and pull alongside into compression. He's got the job done. What a move from Logan McAllister, a bold move into compression corner, and Logan McAllister, unless Charlie Gooden fires one down the inside of paddock, he's going to try it. It's a drag to the line. Who takes the win? It's Logan McAllister by less than 1/10 of a second ahead of Tyler Gooden. Benjamin Hamilton has done a great job of bringing himself into third place there. Rory Hinckley in fourth, fifth for Jake Anders. Declan Love is back.
So that was GYG. Came third in the final, which was really good considering I had a alright start. Got to fourth, then I made another position to get to third. Sort of stayed on Logan's tail for a little bit, but once I got out of the slipstream there was not really much I could do. So then he had the slipstream of Jamie and they just went off. Logan came first, he did a great move on the last few laps. Yeah, I'm really happy. I made a great comeback from my qualifying, which wasn't great, so going from P20 to P6, from P6 to P3. So really happy with today, considering my qualifying result. And yeah, so happy with today. Good points, now standing second in the championship. So really made a comeback from Rye House, which wasn't the best. Yeah, super happy with today, and can't wait for next round at round the new Wilson Mill layout, which is going to be quite interesting with the new corner. So yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.